Alaska, home to the greatest mountains in North America. I'd wanted to go for years, and in the spring of 2021 I finally made it happen. On May 1st, my friend John Guggenheimer and I flew in to the southeast fork of the Kahiltna Glacier, intent on the North Buttress of Mount Hunter. We landed with clear skies and a good forecast, and got to work setting up base camp. Once we were established, we spent the afternoon watching the face shed its fresh snow, and realized we ought to go up as soon as possible. We packed our bags and tried to get some sleep under the midnight sun. At dawn on May 2nd, we skied up the southeast fork of the Kahiltna Glacier toward the North Buttress to attempt the legendary Bibler-Klewin route. A long simul block brought us through the mug start to the base of the prow, where the real climbing started, as lenticulars grew over Foraker and Denali. The route lived up to its reputation, delivering pitch after pitch of incredible climbing. Tamara's traverse, the mental crux of the route, brought us to the first ice band, where we took a much-needed groove stop. Then came the real crux of the route, the shaft. John climbed the last bit of overhanging ice as the sun set behind Mount Crossan, and finally reached the second ice band, where we would bivvy. We chopped out a butt ledge and got ready for the Alaskan night.
What do you think? I think I'm gonna be fucking cold tonight.
Yeah. Morning dawned gray, and afraid of being caught in a storm high on the buttress, we started down. It snowed the next day, and we took the time to eat and rest. Despite a bad forecast, we woke the next day to clear weather and headed back up the glacier, this time for the Mini-Moonflower. A tricky shrund crossing led to pitch after pitch with beautiful ice climbing. But at the crux, we didn't find any ice.
I may have just led the rowdiest mixed pitch of my life. That was really hard, really scary, but now we've just got solid ice to the top. Although it is snowing, so and it's been good. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Denali way up there.
You can see it just barely poking out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Back in base camp, the forecast was grim, so we hunkered down for days of unsettled weather. Cards, booze, brownies, and ski tours kept us entertained while we waited for another chance to climb. Finally, the weather broke, and we headed back up the glacier, this time for the Mini-Mini-Moonflower. Heavy spindrift was the price of admission for using such a short window.
Yeah, buddy.
But the climbing was amazing.
Over to the Mini-Mini. Little hole, big old cornice. Here's the Mini. There's the real thing.
On the first rappel, we badly core shot one of our ropes, which made for a long descent with a single 60 as the storm resumed. With more unsettled weather, remodeling, hydrating, and cooking were in order. Uncertain forecasts made decisions difficult, but after a clear day watching the face shed, we headed back up for round 2 on the Moonflower. Fresh snow and rime made for difficult climbing, but eventually we reached the first ice band where we stopped for a bivvy with light to spare.
You were cold as the blood through your bones, and the light which led us from our chosen home. Well, I was lost, and now I sleep the hours that I can't sleep, and all I knew was steeped in black. And
this time we slept in comfort, but the next morning, a strange series of events involving a dropped crampon, 3 different parties, and different levels of psych had John heading down with one party, and me continuing up with 2 friends from base camp, Nate and Ryan.
Keep the earth below my feet, for all my sweat, my blood runs weak. Let me learn from where I have been. Keep my eyes to serve, my hands to learn.
Above the shaft, the weather began to turn for the worst, and by the time we'd finished the double pendulum of the vision, we were in a full-blown storm. We felt so close to the top of the buttress, but down seemed like the only reasonable option.
When I was told by Jesus all was well, so all must be well. Just give me
We got back to base camp at 2:30 in the morning, and 10 hours later, John and I were on a plane back to Talkeetna. The trip may not have been successful in the strictest sense, but I can't wait to do it all over again.
Keep the earth below my feet, for all my sweat, my blood runs weak. Let me learn from where I have been. Oh, keep my